Hey petrol heads, we all love exciting cars, especially when we can purchase one of those for less than a 10 years old Toyota Corolla. And what can be cooler than Mercedes Benz S-class, and quite a modern one? So today let's dive into the W221 generation that was in production starting from 2006 till 2013. And let's figure out, is it a good buy right now on the secondary market, and can you live with this car? And if it's possible, then which specification to purchase? Actually, at the end of 2025, I wouldn't call Mercedes Benz S-class of this generation modern looking. However, you can get a lot of modern options in this generation already. So it would have a night vision, an adaptive cruise control, a very nice air suspension with modern technologies. So yes, you would enjoy this car still, and it could be extremely fast with some engines. However, as you probably know, they are quite cheap on the secondary market, and not without the reason. These generation specifications differ a lot from market to market, and I wouldn't go deep into all engines on the market that was installed in this car because it would be a 1 hour long video. But of course, we would go through the most common of them. And here I have a champion, and it's a 6-cylinder diesel engine. It is one of the best engines ever, or at least in 21st century, produced by Mercedes-Benz. Its resource is very close to commercial vehicles, and you can expect it to last up to 500,000 kilometers. It's a reality. If you service it well, of course. But the problem is that it's not available in Canada, in the US, so only European and UK market. But for sure, if you have an option to buy Mercedes-Benz S-class W221 generation with this engine, then go for it. It would be a really reliable car, it would be a low spec usually, and so there would be not many things, not many options to be broken. And from the best engine in this generation, I would go to the less reliable and probably the worst option you can purchase on the secondary market right now. These engines are M272 V6 and M273 V8. They are very common. They have almost the same structure. They are the engines of the same family, and they are well known for being unreliable, and they can last less than 200,000 kilometers. And if we now discuss at least 12 years old car, then what mileage would you expect to buy it with? Probably something around 200,000 kilometers at least. Yes, it could be a collectible item, but then it would cost you a lot. So for the reasonable price, you would face a car with something around 200,000 kilometers, which is close to the maximum resource of these engines. Okay, but what are the main issues with these two engines? First of all, oil leakages everywhere. V8 is well known also for burning oil from being new. They are extremely demanding to cooling. Your cooling system should be always absolutely clean. You should clean your radiators better on the yearly basis. And if we talk about cars like S-Class, what you expect from the usage of these cars, especially when they were new, being owned by the first owner? They usually was used with a chauffeur. And where can you see these cars? Just parked with a turned on engine, without the proper cooling, and that affects these engines a lot. I think I wouldn't go deeper into describing specific problems of M272 and M273. There are a lot of them, but trust me, I saw more than 100 such cars on the secondary market, and maybe only 2 or 3 of them was with a good condition engine. And it was like 4, maybe 6 years ago. So don't expect to find such car in a good condition right now. But what if you are on the market where diesel option is not available? Are there any solutions? Yes, actually there is one. And that's a facelift car with V8, B-turbocharged engine. And that's actually very strange that a modern turbocharged V8 engine with 2 turbochargers is much more reliable than an old school naturally aspirated V8. But that's true with Mercedes Benz. Yes, it is still a very demanding engine to oil quality, to the oil change frequency, to the good petrol. But with this engine, if you service it well, you can expect it to last. There is a reason to service it well. But with M273, for example, you cannot expect it to last long, even if you service your car well. Yes, sure, you prolong its lifespan, but still, it doesn't worth it. Plus, you get a great power output on this engine. You get a really fast car, from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour or 60 miles per hour in less than 5 seconds. Better fuel efficiency, and at that time, it's more reliable. So, if you don't have a diesel option, then that's a great choice. Once again, you can find this engine only on facelift cars after 2011. So not a great choice, and you should expect to pay quite a lot for such a car. And it would be maybe close to the next generation of S-class. Not very close, but I wouldn't say that you would find something for less than $12,000 in a good condition. We're talking only about good condition car because there is no reason to buy the car from the bottom of the market and then try to repair it. No, you should find, if you are going for such a car, you should find a very good condition car. Very quick about V12 engines. They're gorgeous, they're great, I love them. But if you are looking not for a collectible item but for a weekend car or an everyday car, then avoid V12. They would be extremely hard and expensive to repair, and it would be almost impossible to find aftermarket parts. All parts would be like 2 times more expensive any repair than even with V8. So no, that's already not a car for your everyday life. What about the transmission 7G-tronics that was installed only starting from this generation? Actually, it is less reliable than average, but you can live with it. If it was well serviced before, and you can service it changing transmission fluid every 50-60,000 kilometers, then you could live with it. You can expect it to last a bit more than 200,000 kilometers. But yes, you should be worried about that. You should check it properly. If you have some transmission punches, hard shifting, then for sure you should avoid such car. Aromatic suspension, the thing that people are really worried about, but to be honest, they are much better than on the previous W220 generation. They became really quite reliable. Yes, you expect it to last 150,000 kilometers, something like that. Then you change it, but probably you would find the car with already changed or repaired aromatic suspension, and then it would last for 150,000 kilometers more. So I wouldn't be afraid of buying such a car. If you have a choice between the car with the standard suspension like diesel and the aromatic suspension, you would get much more comfort with an air suspension, obviously. If you need an everyday car, then why do you need a W221? I don't understand really, but if it's your everyday car, maybe it's better to buy the car without air suspension. If you are looking for a weekend thing, then go for V8, probably M278 with an air suspension, with all the features. On the other hand, it's a very tricky thing. Because what people are usually afraid of when thinking of buying such an old Mercedes Benz like S-Class in our case, they are thinking about bad engine, transmission problems, air suspension, but actually that's not a big problem. You can find a car on the market, you still can do it with a good engine condition, well-serviced transmission, probably changed air suspension. But what you would spend most time and money on is electronics. The thing is that with electronics you cannot predict its faults, and usually when you have a car, 15 years old, luxury one, with a lot of options, every time you go to the service you would need to fix something. Something would be broken or not working correctly. Soft lock doors, something like that, regulations, coolings, I don't know. Everything, night visions and all that. It would be extremely expensive. Yes, of course, you can find a used parts for it, but that's just a car that you expect to service and to change something every time you go to the service. And on the other hand, you have an option like S350 without air suspension, with the diesel engine, without any options, and it would be reliable without any headache, but give you less emotions, less joy. And of course, the choice is all yours. So, going back to the question in the title of this video. Why not go for S-class W221? I thought about this car a lot of times, but actually what I can end up with is that if you find a good condition car, the price of it would be very close to the next generation, W222. It also has a lot of problems, especially in the first years of production. Like I always told you, it's better to buy the cars from the last years of production, it would be much more reliable. But always thinking about it, yes, I found several good cars with V8 turbocharged engines, but it's close to $15,000 on my market. So actually, I like the design, but I see no reason to buy it if only you are not falling in love in this generation. Or you can buy a practical S350 diesel engine, and then it depends on how exciting it would be for you. For me, not enough exciting to be a weekend car that you have fun with. But as well, it's all up to you. Please write in comments what do you think about W221 generation, if you own one especially. Please write about your experience, press the like button, it supports channel a lot, and subscribe. We have a lot of useful information, and we would have this information about the cars you sometimes dream about at night, but you are not really ready to buy. And I'm sure we would find some cars that are for sure a good buy right now.
If I were to do this, if I even could do it, I'd need a guarantee. How do I know you can deliver?
You don't, but I can.
Thank you for watching, see you soon. Alright, now if you click one of these two videos, I hope you will enjoy them as well.